Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks bringing you the daily Tesla report for Thursday, December 7th, 2023.
But before I walk you through the charts, as usual, just want to encourage you to please click like if you haven't already. Subscribe to the Wicked Stocks YouTube channel. Share the content, if you would, with friends and colleagues. And check out wickedstocks.com, where we offer a full suite of both daily and weekly analytical videos just like this one. Daily analysis in the SPY and the Triple Q, that is the S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100 ETFs. Weekly analysis in the S&P 500 Index, the NASDAQ 100 Index, the Long Bond ETF, the TLT, as well as 2 individual stock picks a week that you never see on YouTube. That is 8 a month that cater to the 3 to 5 week swing trader out to the 3 to 5 month near-term investor. We're always looking for at least 20% moves on those stock picks, and you can check out all of this for no cost for 5 days. We offer a 5-day free trial up front with a wickedstocks.com subscription. So sign up for wickedstocks.com, check it all out. If you don't like what you see within 5 days, you can cancel your subscription at no cost to you whatsoever.
Let's take a look at the charts. I'll backtrack just a little bit, go over the last couple of months. It was about 2 months ago that we settled below this clearly defined rising channel bottom that held nicely several times over the previous couple of months. It's now well above the market at 271.03, but there was a point early on where we were expecting this descending channel bottom at 173.17. But we put out that late October low, and having done so, we had to reconstruct a new descending 1/3 speed line that is trend defining in its own right. Was able, and actually did contain weekly buying pressures and is a meaningful upside pivot point on a monthly basis. And so having closed above this 204.11 descending 1/3 speed line, it looks like about a full 3 weeks ago, did set off a 3 to 5 week buy signal to this band of descending channel resistance that is presently 258.18 to 263.79. And that area does remain in reach over the next week or two above 235.28. This is a recently formed rising channel bottom that has performed well over the last 4 days or so in containing selling pressures. It can contain selling into next week, and above which, by the end of next week, as long as we continue holding 235.28, I do think by the end of next week we will likely reach into this 258.18 to 263.79 region, where we can top out into quite possibly through January trade and fall off from here to some variation of this channel structure at 211.55 within another 3 to 5 weeks. I think that is the directional sort of rotational dynamic at play. This area, meaningful resistance, 258.18 to 263.79, able to contain monthly buying pressures expected over the next week or two above 235.28. Now, as we've been testing the 235.28 formation this week, you may have already reached for 260 or 265 out of the money calls that don't expire for at least, I would go a month out, no less than 3 weeks. This is a 1 to 2 week play, and you don't want to see your option decay to nothing as you approach your objective. And so that is the framework over the next week or two. Now, while I'm looking at this chart, I'll also mention that if we were to close today below 235.28, just the opposite, the next 1 to 2 weeks, more than likely by the end of next week, we fall to 211.55. This structure able to contain selling through the rest of the year, and from here we can rally back into the 263.79 region within 3 to 5 weeks. We could fill this narrowing wedge out all the way through the rest of the year before the market tips its hand in the respective direction. If it were to close above 263.79, we've got a good buy signal through Q1. I'd be illustrating that at the time, but just a little too early for that right now. And if we were to close below 211.55, and that is a level that I expect within a week or two, by the end of next week, if we close below 235.28. But if we were to close below that 211.55 level, then we're back to anticipating this descending channel bottom, which is now at 174.22. So closing below 211.55 tips the time frame south over the 3 to 5 week time frame, expecting the mid to lower 170s. Until then, this is solid bottom picking territory as we move through the rest of the year, anticipating once again this 258.18 to 263.79 region over the next week or two, which has been an objective anyway for the last 3 weeks or so when we closed above this 204.11 speed line. Now let's talk a little bit more about the day itself. I'm going to show you the upside, and that is to say that this former rising channel bottom, which contained Tuesday's high, can continue at 251.43 to contain daily buying pressures. And if we close today above 251.43, we should tomorrow test our targeted 258.18 formation, start of a range a little more than 5 points wide that once again can contain buying into, quite possibly through, all of January. So downside today, if we happen to break or open below 235.28, 226.96 is in reach where a daily low can be placed. But as I said earlier, if we happen to close today below the 235.28 formation, you should by the end of next week anticipate 211.55. So if you're just a 1 to 2 week swing trader, 3 to 5 day swing trader, and you're long now at this 235.28 structure, if we close below it, and even on an intraday basis, I don't want to see you hold this all the way into the mid 220s if this market sells off significantly today. So at some point, you're going to want to liquidate those 260 or 265 out of the money calls or long Tesla in itself in reverse, perhaps. And if we close below 235.28, you certainly want to reverse for 211.55 by the end of next week, where we could bottom out through the rest of the year, possibly well into January, and from here around back up into the 260s within 3 to 5 weeks of doing so. I think I've covered it all pretty well. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. Take advantage of our 5-day free trial. We've already had one stock pick this week. We've got another one going out again. We're always looking for 20% moves on those underlying picks. So check us out, 5-day free trial, wickedstocks.com. I'll be back tomorrow with Friday's Tesla, and you have a great day.